So today we're talking about boundaries versus shyness. You might state like, "Hey, I'm really not comfortable talking about that." And someone says, "Oh, you're so shy." And what to do with that?
Oh, I love these. And I think what it highlights for me, right, is that when we live in a culture that's not used to consent or boundaries, people have a lot of preset ideas or assumptions that just aren't true. So it's just kind of being like, okay, that's kind of new. That's not something you're used to. Um, the key and the most difficult part of my journey around it is just again staying grounded in my own. I'm okay with it. Even if other people have different ideas, I don't need to get sucked into their story, right, about it. And then, from that place, having sort of a neutral, an open curiosity. So that kind of like, okay, I know what I mean by I'm not comfortable with that. What do you mean by shy? And also they're like, well, thank you for being interested. Like they are kind of trying to come up with a story. They want to get to know me. Um, so shy. And I might be like, okay, that's an interesting word. That's not how I experience it or feel it, but what does shy mean to you? And then we're staying connected. I'm still holding my boundary. Um, and we're learning about each other. We're actually treating each other with that kind of the respect, which to me that's the end goal.
And you mentioned this phrase like the space, navigating the space between us. So that's like that staying connected and staying in communication.
Yeah, right. Because oftentimes, if somebody says something, right, like use the example of shy, and I feel a little, maybe I feel demeaned by that, or maybe I feel, right, oh, that's like shy. It's interesting. That word feels a little demeaning to me. Is that your intention, or how do you mean that? Maybe I'm misreading you, right? It's like that communicating in the space between us directly and openly, being honest about what's coming up for me, but without being quick to judge, without being reactive, and without letting the emotion of like, oh, how dare you, you're rude, right, like without jumping to conclusions, and yet still inviting them, giving them an opportunity to respond. And then, knowing that there's a time where like, thank you for having this conversation with me. I'm going to go over here now, right? Like, and to do that without a like, you're a bad person, I don't like you. But also to honor, right? There may be parts of us that have those feelings, but we don't have to impose them on the interaction or the other person. We can go tend to those parts for ourselves, but know that, the bigger part of us is much more engaged in respect, appreciate peacefulness, you know?
So staying curious, staying connected, and communicating. I love it. Thank you so much.
You, Larysa.
Thank you.